Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be making a tier list of the current top 10 best characters in the game, as well as honorable mentions that could have made the spot depending on the current meta, and it can be changed around. Now, as you guys know, tomorrow they're going to be releasing an Ultra Sword of Hope Trunks. Now, I think Ultra Sword of Hope Trunks is going to be a very good unit. I haven't actually read the kit yet. I'm going to be reading the kit very soon, but I'm probably not going to be making a video on the kit, so I'm sorry for that one guys. You're going to have to most likely read it yourself, but I'll be making a tier list before this guy drops. Now, I do know that he's green, right? So I'm going to take that into account, but I'm not going to be making this tier list based on how I'm going to predict. I'm going to be making it currently, so you guys know where everyone is, right? Enough yapping, let's get straight into the tier list. Now, as you guys can see in the box, these are all the characters I think will be making it onto the list. If I'm missing anyone, let me know. I probably might even notice later in. But right here are all the characters. So we got the two legend characters, Legend Piccolo, Vegito, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Buuhan, Namek Goku, Super Saiyan V Vegeta, Yellow Kid Buu, 13, Gogeta, Red Gotenks, Hiku, Janemba, Gohan, Motor Cooler, the Sparkin, Rev Boys, and Ultra UI. Now, enough talking, let's get straight into ranking. Now, I'm going to start by saying in honorable mentions, it will be these guys. Now, don't get me wrong, I think they were really good. And actually, I feel like they don't get enough credit, and they didn't get as much credit as they should have gotten. Right? That's what I thought when they first released. But after playing it more on PvP, and now that everyone's used to how the season works, and not just this season, last season as well, I've now realised that they're probably not as... I probably overestimated them a little bit. But don't get me wrong, that they're still very good. They're very underrated. If they're mega juiced, they can still put up some work, and they're way better at high stars. But yeah, I think they're good, and I do think they could maybe get a top 10 spot eventually, but as of right now I don't know. But actually guys, I know who I'm missing actually. I know exactly who I'm missing. Where are they? Where are they? There they are, the infamous Evoken. How could I forget about this goat, this legend right here? Okay, let's get Evoken up here. It can move. There we go. Yeah, Evoken, that's who I was missing. Because I think they're actually pretty good. But yeah, so that's where I'll put them. Okay, another honorable mention I would like to point out is Cooler. Now, this obviously isn't going to stay here forever. Like, tomorrow, this guy's going to be way off the list, right? It's going to be back to one of the worst units Dragon Ball Legends ever released, because this honestly is one of the worst LF Dragon Balls ever released. But on S tier this season, he's actually been cooking. I've been using him for my current PvP. I'm currently top 6k at the moment. I'm happy with that. I just need the CC so I can summon on Piccolo. But yeah, I'm going to put him there because yes, he has 3 lives. Honestly, that's his main role. But on S tier, he actually can do damage, and his tank is way better. So it just makes him a person who does decent damage, has decent tanking, and has 3 lives. So honestly, if you're running Region, it's not a bad option if you don't have Piccolo or anyone else. Which is why I'm going to consider putting Piccolo in honorable mentions. Next up, in honorable mentions, I am going to be putting in... See, between Forku and Gotenks, but I'm going to go with... I'll go with Forku. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Forku's really good, don't get me wrong. I think Forku's insane, and I think when he gets more GT allies, he'll definitely see his place up in this list. But as you guys know, Forku has been really hardly impacted by a certain purple legend unit, that being Vegito, to the point where you don't even see him in PvP anymore. Like, you see Gotenks now and then occasionally, but I can't tell you the last time I ran into Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So I think just for that reason, I can't put him any higher than Gotenks. But for the most part, he's still a very good unit in Ultra. So don't get the wrong idea, guys. Like, individually, he's probably better than most of these, right? Like, if you're saying Namek Goku or Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku, individually, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku destroys it. I don't even think it's close. But he's very reliant on GT, and he just doesn't provide much to the teams he's on. So that's why I can't put him any higher. Next up in honorable mentions, I'll also be putting in Janemba. Janemba's on featured boost. He's actually pretty good on featured boost, to be honest. Obviously, like, not crazy. Like, if you have Kid Buu, don't even consider using Janemba. For me personally, I don't have Kid Buu, so I've been using Janemba with Buuhan alongside the Region team, because that's probably my favourite team to use right now. And Janemba honestly has been cooking. He still can get healed to Vegito, but I mean, who can't except Kid Buu? So yeah, Janemba's been cooking. Overall, very good option to use. Okay, so we got 2 more honourable mentions. Next honorable mention I'm going to be putting in is Gotenks. Okay, you know what? So I was saying stuff with about Forku, but honestly, now that you're thinking about it, I'd say this is more accurate and this is more fine. Gotenks is going to also get honorable mentions. I think Gotenks is actually a really good unit to use, and I don't think Gotenks is bad in any case scenario. It's just like on Z tier he was like what, top 5, top 6, but now that he's off Z tier, he's fallen off a little bit, but he is on hybrids alongside one of the best units in the game, that being Blue Gohan. So just for that reason, and because he makes the hybrid team, I'm going to have to put in more mentions. Plus he is a nuke. If you guys watch my Gohan showcase, you'll know that this guy actually did decent in it, and he wasn't getting many of the Z abilities, so obviously he's going to get the spot here. And let's see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we need 2 more honorable mentions. Okay, next honorable mention is going to be... I'll go Daima Vegeta. I actually fought Daima Vegeta the other day. He was using 13 Daima Vegeta and Gogeta. And doing 13 and Gogeta did nothing, right? Daima Vegeta was destroying, but it was a Mega Juice Daima Vegeta. If Daima Vegeta had more teams, I feel like this guy would be way higher on this list. It's just he doesn't have many teams, not many people summoned, you barely see him in the meta, which is why I can't put him any higher. But I actually do think Daima Vegeta is really very, very underrated. So it's actually not a bad pick here, if I'm being 100% honest. Now, the last honorable mention I'm going to be going for is sadly going to have to be everyone's favourite, Android 13. I do think Android 13 is a very good unit, and I do think the support he provides is absolutely insane, right? Don't get me wrong on that. But realistically, without the support, what's 13 actually doing? 13 is not doing anything, right? You put 13 in a 1v1 against any of these units, including the Reds, and he will lose. I don't see 13 beating Gotenks in a 1v1, I don't see 13 beating Buon in a 1v1, and I don't see 13 beating the God Goku side of Hitku in a 1v1, which is why I can't, and keep in mind he's blue guys, so without the support 13 is practically useless, and he's been affected by Piccolo because of the anti-revival. But he's still very good because I have seen a lot of people using him alongside Gogeta and Vegito, just so they can mega buff their Vegito and Gogeta so they can do insane damage. So just because of the support aspect, he's still going to get an honorable mention here, but in terms of individuality, I can't put him top 10 on this list because he isn't actually doing anything as well as these guys right here to the point where he'll deserve that spot. Now, honorable mentions being done, we're going to go on to the main top 10, right? Now, this main top 10 is going to, I'm going to warn you guys, it's going to probably vary for many different people, so please don't go in the comments and be like, oh, this is an L top 10, this is trash. Now, you probably actually can do that. I don't care that much, to be fair. It's quite funny. But I'm going to tell you my reason why each of them are in this place, right? So at number 10, I'm going to be going with Hit. God Goku and Hit, right? I still think they're really good. And I actually think they're crazy right now. If you run them on Mega Juiceps alongside 13 and that, they could be very good. And on Mono Purple, they actually are decent. Because I watched a Mono Purple showcase the other day. And yeah, they were looking pretty decent, to be fair. So I think God Goku and Hit are actually very good. I used to hate on this unit in Trash Talk It, but if I'm being honest, they're not a bad option. They're very good. Their blue card still hits like a nuke. And for the most part, they don't really have any counters. Because there's Kid Buu, right? But you've got the God Goku side. There's Gohan, but you've got the Hit side. I guess Gohan is, yeah, Gohan's gone. But yeah, guys, we're not going to get onto that. Coming in at number 9, I'm going to be putting Gogeta at number 9. Gogeta, as you know, used to be the best unit in the game during Legends Fest, like around part 1 Legends Fest he was insane, and he was top 3 for ages, right? But like I said, there's a really strong purple unit that has really affected this guy. Like you'll be lucky if you don't get blue carded and absolutely one shot, or even in some cases, I have, one of my friends has a 14-star Vegito, and I was using it once, right? Because I don't have Vegito, as you guys know. I was using my friend's 14-star Vegito. I used a strike card, and one strike card killed like a decently high star Gogeta. So that's just telling you that this isn't a great option to run. But as you guys know, popular streamers, popular YouTubers, and probably even many of you guys are still using Gogeta and winning, right? I've seen it all. So that's why I'm not going to put Gogeta any lower than he is, because Gogeta's the GOAT, and also because he actually is pretty good, and he's actually a really good partner for Vegito. So yeah, that's why I'm going to put Gogeta at number 9, plus the lock-in. The lock-in's insane, and he does have some sort of type neutral defensively, so he's not absolutely awful. Alright, coming in at number 8, we're going to go with Evo Ken. Now, Evo Ken's actually really good. When I first saw these units with the plat equipment, I thought they were really trash. I thought they were absolutely garbage and, Tiny and Toshi flopped, but now that I'm actually thinking about it, they didn't. This is actually overall a really good unit, and I'm actually happy that they've cut with this plat, because Evo Ken, as you know on release, got hard countered by Red Beast and Ultra UI, right? So it makes me smile to see that they're actually somewhat thriving now. But yeah, that's not the point, honestly. The point is that they're not bad and they're actually pretty good. Now, putting them over Gogeta obviously hurts because Gogeta is just the GOAT. But if I'm being honest, this guy has these units have reverse element. So I think it's the Vegeta side, or is it the or you guys can let me know in the comments. I don't really use these guys. I don't know what they do that much. But one of the sides has counter to Vegeta. So whilst Gogeta and like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, they can get one shot. These guys, if they're in the reverse element, most likely won't. So they can be looking good, and they're really, really good alongside Ultra UI. Now, moving on to number 6. Number 7 I meant, we've got Ultra Namek Goku. Ultra Namek Goku is really good. As you guys know, there's a trio, Ultra Namek Goku, LF Gohan, and Legend Vegito. That trio is absolutely insane. Some people consider it the best team in the game. Me personally, I don't. I actually think Regen is the best team in the game. I think Piccolo, Buhan, and Kid Buu is the best team in the game. But a lot of people do consider Namek Goku, Vegito, and Gohan the best team in the game, right? So for that reason, he's insane. Plus, as you guys know, KO Guard is timeless. There's no one that counters it to this day. So just the fact that he has KO Guard that can let Gohan survive. If you run Gohan alongside this guy, Gohan's got, what, 3 lives? Gohan's got 3 lives. So it's absolutely stupid. And just because of KO Guard and actually the support he's providing and the lock-in that he has, he is going to get number 7. Namek Goku is also a very good unit, and he is one of my coats actually. So, but yeah, like I said, guys, making this tier, there's not going to be any bias. So this is just all based on my current experience with these units. Alright, which leads us on to number 6. Number 6 is going to be Ultra UI Goku. Ultra UI Goku is actually really, really good. Now, a lot of people are using Ultra UI Goku, to be honest, which, well, I haven't seen a lot of people using Ultra UI Goku. But Ultra UI Goku and Evo Kid are such a good duo that I have seen a few people using it. It's very star dependent, but like really high star, Ultra UI Gokus can snipe out, Legend Vegito quite easily. Which is actually insane, to be fair, considering Legend Vegito's dominance in the current meta right now. So that's why I'm going to put Ultra UI instead of above Namek Goku. A lot of people would say that Namek Goku is higher just because you see him more and he's on that, Saiyans or Son family or whatever team people run him on, the Vegito Gohan and Namek Goku team. A lot of people say he's higher because of that, but no, I actually do think UI is better than Namek Goku, if I'm being 100% honest. Which is why I'm going to put UI Goku in number 6. And like I said, then with Evo Ken is absolutely absurd. Now, these 5 right here. Me personally, right? I think these 5 are on a level above any of these units right here. Right? These 5 gap the game. And, Super Saiyan 4 Goku was close. And UI is also quite close. There are a few units that are close. But just because Super Saiyan 4 Goku doesn't have any allies right now and UI Goku is also kind of struggling, it makes these 5 absolutely insane. Now, a lot of people, you guys aren't going to agree with these. A lot of you guys may agree with the units that are in the top 5, but a lot of you guys might not agree with where I'm going to put them. If you guys have anything to say, let me know in the comments. But yeah, these 5 got the game. Going off with number 5 is one of my GOATs. In fact, my GOAT right now, Ultra Buhan. Now, I think Ultra Buhan is really good, and a lot of you guys might be shocked that I'm putting it so low, especially considering I've been using it in all my showcase videos, and he's been absolutely dominating every team. In fact, if you actually think about it, he's been dominating everyone here, right? Rest of these 4, but I think it's just knowing how to use Buhan. Now, he doesn't have any second life, so he can easily get one shot to Vegeto's blue card. He can easily get one shot to Piccolo's blue card. He can easily get one shot to Gohan's blue card, right? Kid Buu, of course, he can tank, but that's just because of type advantage, right? But Buhan's counters alone make him insane. Like, you wait till 120 counts, you get the counters off, you blue card, someone's dead, right? If the whole team's crippled and you have full counters, just know they can't win. You might as well forfeit, right? Buhan is absolutely insane. The aura this guy carries is actually ridiculous. And I am very, very happy to put him at the 5th spot. That may change, honestly, throughout the season. But Buhan, I think, keeps gaining value. Like, on release, he was, what, 4? So he's gone down 1 spot. But considering he's competing with these 4, I think it's quite impressive. Now, going on at number 4, this is why I'm saying you guys might be shocked, right? 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 are interchangeable, right? I think they're interchangeable, but my number 4 for me personally, guys, and I think a lot of you will be shocked. Maybe this will change with, Trunks' release, but my number 4 is actually going to be Gohan right here. I think Gohan's absolutely insane. I think Gohan's very good, and I still think he's not a balanced unit. Like I said, Gohan's on another level compared to, 6, 7, 8. But going off being off boost, you have noticed his tanking's gotten slightly worse. He's not as tanky as he used to be. His damage is still insane, don't get me wrong. But his tanking's gotten slightly worse. And because of that, like, he can be a Buhan victim, believe it or not. But, I mean, Buhan can also be a Gohan victim. But he can be a Buhan victim now. And yeah, hybrids isn't as good as it once was. But like I said, with Trunks, Gohan could, you know, get the 1 or 2 spot. But it is sad that I'm kind of having to put Gohan lower than he normally is. And a lot of you guys are going to disagree. You're gonna be like, nah, how is Gohan number 4, right? But me personally, I just don't think he's better than these 3 right here. Me personally, right? From my experience, like, of course, like, Gohan last season was insane. You could even say he was arguably better than Vegito, and maybe Kid Buu. But with Piccolo's release, I feel like Piccolo is just a better blue, if I'm being 100% honest. Which is why I'm going to be putting Piccolo at the number 3 spot. I genuinely think Legend Piccolo is one of the most underrated legends. In fact, it is the most underrated legend, because there's only 2, right? But one of the most underrated units Dragon Ball Legends has actually ever released. I barely see Piccolo in PvP, right? I see a lot of people slander on Piccolo. The GOAT. That guy has horror takes, by the way. But yeah, I see so many people slander on Piccolo. It's actually ridiculous, if I'm being 100% honest. Because I've seen showcases. I don't have Piccolo, right? But I've seen insane showcases. Yes, a lot of them are high stars, but I've even seen 5-star ones. I've went against 5-star ones that absolutely destroy teams. It takes like 2-3 cards. You get priority of Piccolo, I'll tell you right now, someone's dead. Thing is, Gohan, right? Gohan's insane, but he doesn't do as much damage off the hybrid team, right? But Piccolo, he's not even on his optimal setup, and he's still 2-3 carded units, which is why I'm gonna have to put Piccolo there. Don't get me started on that ult either. Now the only problem with Piccolo, what I'll say is he's very frail, right? That is the main problem with Piccolo. If he was like slightly more tanky, then obviously he'd be way higher on this list. But just because he's very frail, I can't put him 1 or 2. But in terms of overall burst potential and overall damage, Piccolo may potentially have the highest in the whole game. Maybe even more than Vegito. It's definitely them 2 are the highest hitting units. But in terms of burst potential, Piccolo easily has more, right? So that's why I'm putting Piccolo number 3. Very underrated unit. It's honestly, you guys are honestly should be happy that not a lot of people are running Piccolo, because Piccolo is actually really good. And I'm hoping I can get it still. That leaves us on to 1 and 2 spot. Now, this is interchangeable, like I said, but my number 2 is going to be Kid Buu. Kid Buu's number 2, mainly because, don't get me wrong, Kid Buu's insane. He's got, you know, the lock-in, the AoE green card, the insane damage. Now, a 14-star Kid Buu, I think, is a no-brainer, number 1, right? But going on the average of how many stars, you know, people have Kid Buu, the average is like 5 stars or 8 stars. I don't think a 5-star Kid Buu is anything crazy, to be honest. I think a 5-star Kid Buu is arguably worse than Buuhan, Piccolo, and Gohan, right? But the 14-star Kid Buu is so strong, being number 1 in the game, the 14-star Kid Buu, that it counters out and makes, you know, Kid Buu like number 2 overall, right? He's the tankiest unit in the game. That's not close. No one can tank in this game except Kid Buu, right? So him being the tankiest unit in the game already sets him higher. He's got the lock-in, the short animation AoE green. He does insane damage. He sucks cut pen. Just overall, Kid Buu is absolutely absurd, and it's actually a really good platinum equipment. They better be giving UGB and UVB this treatment, otherwise I'll be contacting you, Tani, and maybe, you know, blowing your house up. So please give my fusions that treatment, and UG4 as well. But that leads us on to the number 1 spot, which sadly, this is one of the GOATs, Purple Fusion, Legend Super Vegito. I didn't get it sadly, and I'm really sad. But this is obviously the best unit in the game, guys. And anyone who says otherwise must be honestly smoking something, because this unit is absolutely dumb. The fact that he can, you know, there's 2 yellows right here, by the way. He can't, I wouldn't say he does too well against Kid Buu unless if it's 5 stars, right? But these 2 yellows here, he absolutely destroys. And keep in mind, he's purple, right? I'll tell you right now, no one, and I mean no one, is tanking Vegito, right? No one's tanking Vegito. When he's got that gauge up and he stacks a bit of cut pen and he uses an ultimate, you're not tanking that guy. The only one that can is Kid Buu, and even 14-star Kid Buu still struggle, right? So for that reason, Vegito is gonna have to get the number 1 spot for me. This could change if he gets hard countered, but Vegito is absolutely broken. The developers weren't thinking we're making it, and I'm really very happy because it's a purple fusion, and I love purple fusions. So the fact that Vegito's number 1 makes me have a huge smile on my face. Hopefully he comes back and I can pull it eventually. But yeah, this is going to be my current top 10 tier list, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you later. But yeah, guys, have a good one.